hours. All right. Okay, so let's go step up. Oh yeah, so when we come up, so let's make this a little more active. So when I come up, push on the front leg to come up, get that activation. Then step back. We'll just do this a couple of times. So you just kind of do, and then push off the front leg, drive that out. Okay, let's step out. So we'll do the this one. Okay, so let's think about the feet again too. So you don't want to, especially you let your arch cave in, your knees going to cave in. So use your arch to help you. Right, so that's like a natural thing you have to help you. Nice and relax. Hold the core. Okay. You could tighten the pelvic floor a little. You know, you don't have to do like one rep max pelvic floor tightening. just do a little bit. Yeah, Grant came last. He didn't come to class, but he came after. Yeah, and Nelson stayed with him. Yeah. Good. Oh, is that what he does every week? He contacts you if he comes? Oh. Oh, really? How old is his son? He can't, I mean, really? Grant looks so young. Oh, I see. Make sure you turn into the pelvis here, right? So using all these muscles in the hip, working those up. Foot, make sure your arch is on. Nice and easy. Don't overturn the trunk. Yeah, let's just keep going so I can retake it. I can look at Stephen here. Oh, very good, Stephen. Good. 1, 2. I don't know. I mean, if I do the video on Stephen, then we're just gonna have Stephen on the video. That may not. I don't know if. Okay, Stephen. So I'm not gonna not make you the video. I guess I should be the video spotlight. All right. Here we go. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Excellent. Stephen was on the video. He's gonna be like 5 minutes on the YouTube. Yeah, he was. It was cool. Yeah, it was really cool. Okay. Work on that hinge. Okay, we're gonna do this as an exercise, not as a thing. Well, it's a thing, but it's not a martial arts thing. And it's good for like, for I think Mark and Garrett's not here, but so they do a lot of this Bhagavad turning, right? So they take their leg and they kind of turn like this. So we're going to try to develop these muscles here and wake them up. Huh? No, it's on the outside, the glutes. So you're gonna stand on one leg, okay, and then pull this one up, and then just rotate the pelvis on that one leg. So you make these muscles. So you wake these muscles up, and you hold this one leg up while you do it. That's the hard part. Right. So okay. So here's the leg. Here's this pelvis. So you just turn it like that. Can you hold the leg up? Don't kick. It's just turning. So yeah, we're not kicking it. Okay. Oh, I think here's Nelson. Okay. So you can feel this side really wake up. Then do the other side. Okay. That's why it's so easy for you. Okay, just take your time. You can put your foot down if you need balance. So you can work so the glute mid and max and whatever. Okay, so these muscles can help. So this muscle now, when you drive, then this can drive because now you have these muscles on. Right? So you can start feeling those muscles work instead of just turning into them.
Training like this, a lot of times,
Oh,
like that, so that I feel.
Oh yeah, that's good.
It brings my awareness there, I guess.
Oh, good, yeah. Excellent. Yeah, I think that would help. Hey, Nelson.
Hey, how's it going?
How was Bagua? Did you like it? How was Bagua?
Bagua, it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I joined in for a little bit. Oh, did you? Yeah. Check it out. Yeah.
He didn't go for breakfast though.
Yeah. Well, there's different styles of Bagua. And, this harder style.
Okay.
But you can still get the concept.
Oh yeah.
But you have to in between everything. Or else you get more.
Okay, so now you could just practice a little bit of just kind of engaging the muscle here without torquing the spine. Okay. So right now we're just kind of working on movement and waking up the muscles here a little bit, getting the hip muscles to work. Then we'll do some other stuff. 1, 2. Is it really like fully open? You don't have to show stuff? Oh yeah, a right hand, yeah. You don't need testing?
The order wait's only from 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Yesterday, 120 minutes.
Wow. You have to have the Nexus Pass.
Yeah.
That's going to make it for you. Okay, well, let's do the chop. Okay, so likewise, I know you guys know this. It's just I just remind you guys. So again, we're not stiff. So the chop has to be very flexible in the sense, like I'm not going to go like and then clunk. So I have to have a little bit of turn in the pelvis, turn in the hips, and come back. So just take your time and kind of examine that. Okay, so in the beginning we talked about the arch on. So the back foot, when you pull back, notice if you let your arch cave in, right? Your foot arch. So you come back, just kind of focus on having good pressure in the balls of the feet, the metatarsals they're called, and see how that affects the movement and your stability when you come back. Okay. Because if you, I'll have Sifu Mark demonstrate on me. Let me see. So I'll just, first I'll do the chop and I'll come back. I'll tell him how to hit me. I'll have to tell you how to hit me. Okay, so here I am. So if my feet are flat, I'm not thinking about it. Okay, so ready, so I'm gonna chop. And then my feet are just kind of point, so it just hit me to the side, I guess. Just go this way. Yeah, try that way. Yeah, try that. Go ahead.
Right now?
Yeah. All right. So my feet, so, and then, I don't know, that it didn't really knock me off, but it didn't feel very good. All right. So now I'm gonna try to put my foot on a little bit. So try now.
You felt solid.
Yeah, so it feels a little bit different, right? So
it felt different to me.
yeah, and then I'm gonna take my arch off. And you can't, it doesn't make for a great, I can't really show you what my arch is doing. But I'm gonna kind of take my arch off, so my knee's gonna cave in a little bit. So you're gonna do it again. Oh shit. Okay, so it's really important that I mean, it's a really subtle thing, and we always train upper body, and we always train like these big movements. But it just occurred to me that maybe we should talk about this, just because I had this one person I was talking to about their knee and their arch and their flat feet, and so it's something we need to kind of think about. We don't really think about it because we all want to do this kind of stuff. right? But you got to work from the bottom. So that's right. So ready? So let's just try. Yeah.
First off, he says, late to the guy, and he goes, they get their power off the balls of the tree.
All right.
But he says if you don't have, your crunches come from the bottom to the top, because if you don't have it from the bottom, because you don't have the crunches.
Oh, I believe it.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, they've got the same concept.
They get the same concept.
They fall at feet because they feel it more.
Yeah, that's true. This is just about how to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it. So it's just like stand the ball.
No. It's just, it's more like, it's a lot of it has your stability. Like, if my feet are flat, that creates it's like makes your body a little weird, you know, and nothing lines up. And now all of us have flat feet every now and then, so it's something we just kind of work on, because as we get older, the feet, you know, the muscles of your foot kind of get flabby, right? So here, Sifu Mark, come here.
Isn't that always the bubbling well point?
Yeah. But you know, we just do it in Western medicine terms, and more people can understand.
Yeah. But it's that very center of your heart.
Right. But you have to have that arch kind of, you know.
Oh, center of the heart.
Yeah. It's you have to have an arch. So Sifu Mark's gonna have you have some pretend you have make flat feet, and then can you do that? You can. And then like really focus on creating an arch in your foot. Just kind of tense. He's harder to push, isn't he?
Yeah, the last time. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's a really subtle kind of thing, right? It's just something that you can't let your feet fall in. You let your feet fall in, your knees fall in. So it's just a really subtle thing, because it's a really so subtle. Yeah, your knees collapse in. The arch helps keep your knees in line. Yeah, so it's like a one little thing. Just so you think about one little thing like this, you come in here and like my knees collapse in a little bit. That's a thing you can take advantage of, right? So if you're thinking about martial arts and you're thinking like, you know, you want everything needs to be on. Okay, we'll do it again. He would do the same thing. No arch. All right. So they have just kind of paying attention to the small things help you.
A lot of people say it's kind of.
Yeah, that kind of helps. Yeah, that kind of helps too. Yeah. So whatever way you can do to just. Yeah. But I think what it is just foot health, general foot health, right? So you don't have to really think about it all the time if your foot is healthy and you have an arch, and right. So but sometimes we don't think about it, and if you want to do martial arts and you want to do it as a martial art, you should have everything working. Yeah. Ready? Yeah, so if you have like a flat foot, you kind of have a weird connection to the ground. If you have your arch on, it's like you're really in the ground. Let's just do a couple of these chops. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Well, go home when you go. We're not going to do it here. Go home, look at your feet, see if you have flat feet. Okay. If you have flat feet, we'll wait till the summer to talk about it. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, let's switch. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Long line. Cut down the middle. Make sure you have a full cut. Relax the arm. So don't add any power to the arm. Just let the body make the power. All right, let's relax a little bit. Okay, let's do this one. We'll just do this one. Okay, so let's just go up and down. You can take a horse stance. Nice and relax. 1. Okay. The one important thing about this is like I don't bring my knees forward to go down. I kind of, when I come up, I don't go like this with my knee. I come down. It's like you just plot yourself on the bar stool or something. Okay. One, two. Okay, just relax the arm. The arm, raise the arm. The arm kind of floats up in the sense that they don't feel like they're heavy. You just use your legs to lift them so the arms are light, right? Nice and relax, and then drop. The body weight drops, and the arm kind of follows. Okay, so one. It's nice and easy. You know, with the type of shoes that we all have, it has a tendency to push your knees forward, I think. Yeah, right. Because we have these high heels. Right? The heels are higher. Yeah, you gotta get court shoes. Yeah. So one, two. Body straight. Don't hunch. Don't hunch. Okay. Let's go slow enough so you can feel your ribs. Nice and easy. So when I turn, I want to feel my ribs, not my shoulders, not all my shoulders, put it that way. Okay. Maybe feel your shoulder blade kind of helping out. And we can take this in different positions then. You can go 1 foot forward. Okay. And then forward. Let me show you from the side. Come back. My body weight still drops down like the center of my body, even though my position is a little bit more forward. Let's turn the other way. One. Sit. Nice and relax. Nice and relax. Learn how to just drop your body weight in there. Feel your feet. Let's make sure you have your arch on. You know, sometimes when we work out and stuff, like maybe after class, you might notice your knee might be a little bit sore. It might be a little bit, you know, maybe some, you know, then that's an indication, or that could let that tell you like this next time you come to class or next time you work out, just focus on, you know, how your alignment is. Right. Or if you're a little bit, you know, like when we do some of the other exercises, you might have one side of your back kind of achy. Not really a lot, but then they might be telling you like overturning. Okay. All right. So we did that one. One. Oh, you need to work out more. Two. Nice and relax. Three. Okay. Let's go this way then. We'll do a couple other exercises. One. Let me see here. Two. All right. So here's horse. And the arms just nice, relax and swing. Two. I think we'll also do some silk reeling. Two. And let the arms kind of follow through. So I want to get away from like I'm not shoveling, but I'm not shoveling. The arms just swing with the body. Notice how the hips have to move back and forward, right? So this is just part of this thing we were working on with it, trying to have that hip muscle, or glute muscles. One, two. Okay, the backhand, you don't need to crank your way back. Just, you know, whatever is natural, right? So just kind of see, you know, just the weight of the arm is like that little pendulum. and let the body weight bring it through. Everybody's got their sticks. I thought maybe we'd do a little more of a stick class or something today, a staff class. And maybe there's some stuff, there's some fun stuff in it. Yeah. We're just warming up a little bit. You need some stretching. You need some stretching. There's an interesting concept, you know, there's stretching and extension. So, see for Mark. And I'm sure, you know, you guys heard about this, right? So there's stretching and extension, right? So here's Sifu Mark here. This again is completely theoretical. This is make believe. So stretching is like, it's almost like I want to kind of like this. And if he pulls back, I guess I'm like already out, right? And then there's this idea of extension, which is like, you know, so this is no extension. And so this like, and this is like, you know, whatever, nothing. But then there's this idea, instead of going out like this, and then kind of like putting your energy into him a little bit. So that's a little different feel to him, right? So this is this, so like I'm stretching out of my body. But then there's like, I want to kind of get into him without like going like this. So this is like too much, right? So,
One kind of feels like,
right.
and the other one feels more like skeleton, you know, more, you know, core.
Yeah. So when you practice these, you know, I mean, okay, so stretching is fine. It's just, I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but in terms of like, you know, martial art kind of concept, like if I want to use this one, I don't want to like stretch all the way out there. Okay. And I don't want to kind of go like this either. But when I want to go, so I want to kind of get like expand into him. So that's the kind of they use this word expansion, right? So he can feel that like I'm kind of coming in. I'm not hitting him, but I'm just like, if I contact him, I want to expand into him. I don't want to stretch into him. Yeah, right. So I want to kind of like, so he knows that I'm there. Put it that way. So we have seafood. Master Nelson here. Okay, let's see, you can like stretch into me, I guess. Yeah, so he's stretching into me. And then he's like engaging into me. Yeah, that's it better. Yeah, right. So you're like more into me as opposed to like, yeah, let's see, that was just before was the best. Just right before you got in there. Yeah. So how can that make sense to you? Like you just, it's kind of like not caving in. Now in the Yang style Tai Chi, I think they call it Peng. You know, ward off energy. Right? Like in Yang style Tai Chi, you don't want to be this, and you don't want to be that. It's just like it, like that. So, okay. Anyway, so that was, I don't know. Huh? I know nothing asked that question. I don't know. Okay, so we can just kind of, you can just kind of practice that on just, you know, just kind of coming here and feel like you just expand into the space. And you can practice that with the movement. So it doesn't become like an empty movement like this, right? Just come in, imagine expanding into the space. So it's not like pushing in so much as much as like you're thinking you're expanding yourself into the space. So we're working on the footwork. This helps us with our mobility, our agility, coordination, pull the chin in, work on your posture. Another thing about, especially horse, can be easy to have these problems like you hunching. Try not to hunch. As my teacher Yoko Okamoto in Portland said, Sensei, what happens if you do this? Don't do that. She's pretty funny. She lives in Japan now. She moved back to Japan. She's like kind of like a big shot kind of there. I think she's like an 8th degree black belt. Yeah, in Aikido, yeah. Well, and she's in super good shape. She's like, I think she's probably 70. I think she's 4 years older than me, so that makes her like 68. And I was just watching a video of her. So I was like, shit, holy man, she's like, even if you don't think it works, but she had a lot of aerobic capacity. She's throwing people around and everything. And I studied with her too, so I mean, she's not a light. I mean, she's not a light touch. She doesn't give you a light touch. No, she's pretty good. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, so for this one, we talked about body weight. So that's probably part of the extension. But you can just use this as a mobility kind of agility workout. Okay, and let's change it to this. Okay, so here is I'm really working on that rotation, the hip. So so this is what the John Wayne is, stiff hips. Like your hips are so stiff, you have to do this. All right, that's the John Wayne, because you don't have that rotation in the hip joint. So that's what this exercise helps you figure out. Good, very good, Mark. Okay, let me just do this, dragging hang jumps, nice and relaxed. Okay, let's change it to the Jack Dempsey. Okay, Jack Dempsey. Okay, this is front foot, back hand. Come back, and you just same footwork. Let the feet support the hand. And notice I'm not trying to bring my hand up by itself. And you can go different directions. You go 180 degrees if you like. And do, 90-degree turn. And just pick, easy directions. You don't have to make it complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and then make the Jack Dempsey part of like Dragon Razor's head. So what do I mean by that? So here's Dragon Razor's head. So you can have Jack Dempsey, right? And then 1, and then 2. So when I do the turn, I have the cut out and then up, and I can have the cut out and up. So I cut out and then up, turn, cut out and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn with the pelvis, turn with the hips, turn with the waist. One, 2, 4. Okay, so if I want to turn with the, I'll see if Nelson can help me here. We'll give you a title too, Nelson. You'll be like Sifu Mark. All right, okay, so if I'm turning with the waist, let me see here. All right, okay. So let's just say he's gonna, okay, again, this is like totally superficial, make believe. All right, so let's just say I want to do the 180. And I just turn with the, she's just gonna stop me. I just turn with my waist. Right, I just try to turn with just without my foot, without my hips. Okay. So, which is different than just like, going like that. I have to turn. So, because I want to do the punch, I want to turn. Let's go close. You don't want to be in the camera, dude.
No.
You can hide. You put the hoodie on. Okay, so I'm gonna take my hips here and my foot, and I'm going to turn, right? Versus trying to use my trunk only. So I have to bring everything here. So that's what this thing is for, right? See, someone's behind me, so I want to do the same thing this way, right? I need to go, I need to do this. That's the same way. Now, I don't know if you, I never thought about pulling him from here with that, but you could, right? Yeah, you can reverse the movement, right? So that's right. Yeah, then that's exactly right. So you can go like that, right? So so it's really important that we understand this movement. It's an important movement, just like in life and functional life. Not just for this. I mean, we're picking stuff up. We're always turning around, right? And this is trying to unlearn them and apply them in some, and then put them in some martial art context, so it makes it kind of more. I mean, to me, more interesting. Right. Okay. What's the time? All right. Let's do the sticks. I don't know if you have a stick, but they've had something. Of course, you need space, so that's the other criteria. Hopefully, in the summer things will be nicer. Okay, we'll just do something. I just want to do a couple of simple things to demonstrate the whole thing with using the waist. Okay, so one good thing about having a heavy weapon. Okay, so if you have a heavy weapon, or maybe, I don't know, rebar, just hold that for a minute. We're not trading. Okay, so if you have a heavy weapon, one of the ideas is to like take something that's heavy, and as you pick it up, put the heaviness on your legs. So when you pick it up, it's light. Right? You don't like use your arms, pick up something heavy. You want to kind of imagine your legs under, and it's really very light. And then when it drops down, you let the weight do it. You don't do it, else you'll hurt your back. You let the weight do it. Okay, so we're going to take some pretty simple stuff here. You just warm up a little bit. We won't be doing too many spins. We just warm up a little bit. I'll just show you a couple of things. We did this on Thursday. It turned out to be not bad weather. Well, actually, no. Thursday morning, it wasn't nice. But then after when we finished class at 11, it got really nice. Oh, wait, you're at work? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's just do a couple of simple techniques. We just, let's still warm up a little bit. We can just warm, I know we warmed up everything else, so. Okay, so just a couple of simple techniques. So we have in Xingyi, we just did the horse, and we have the chicken, right? So we just have a little simple, just learning how to just swing it. No power. Just relax. Okay, what do I say about your foot arch? See what the difference is with that. Just swing it, switch hands if you like. We're gonna have a storm here. We have a wind warning in the county now. Okay, so a part of also the rocking back forth, we don't let the knee go too far forward. So we don't want to ever like lose our stability. Okay. All right, let's add a little bit of focus. So tip of the weapon. And if you have something to aim at, just imagine like you have something there and you're just going to tap it, right? Or whatever, some family heirloom you don't want to break, but you want to. So you just kind of just imagine we're not going through it yet. You're not going to break it yet. Okay. So just practice a little focus. So we talked about extension, right? So extension through the weapon. So So it's not like so it's the same idea. You're not shoving the weapon into something like that. And you're not like making, pokey the weapon. Just so you can think of some target in your space and just extend the weapon toward the target. You can just, and you could shift hands, just switch hands. I'll show you a hand shift. 1, just bring it over, turn it over, slide the other hand over. 2, turn it over, slide the hands past. 3, slide the hands past. 4. Some people like to do a little twist at the end of the weapon. Some people don't. It's kind of a personal thing. Yeah, adds more. It adds. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so you can do the twist. Some people don't. So I think it's a personal thing. Okay, you can work and you can practice the switching. 2 directions, just 2 directions. Okay, so we do 2 directions, right? So the pelvis turns. 1. So just like. So what is this like? This is like Dragon Razor's head. All this, it's all Dragon Razor's head and it's all cloud hands. You know those 2 things? You got it all. That's basically it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't do too much twisting stuff today. I'm just thinking of making things a little bit more deconstructed. Okay, so I wanted to, we could just add this one sequence, like a 2-step kata. Okay, well, maybe we'll make more complicated 3 steps, but for now it's just 2 steps. Okay, so, but the purpose is, okay, so you're gonna go 1, right? You're gonna select, go in 1. You can step forward or pull back, but we'll step back. Okay, so when I pull back, I want to feel this weapon just kind of float up. I don't like the word float because it means like it just has no control. But I want the weapon to like rest on my body so the weapon itself is not heavy. Does that make sense to you guys? So if you had a heavy weapon, sometimes it's really, that's why Nelson's weapon's pretty good because you can really, if your weapon's really heavy, you're not going to try lift with your arm. Right, so for us with a little bit lighter weapons, we'll have to just really focus on making sure that this is connected to our feet. Wow. I hope you guys can hear the wind is getting harsh here. Oh, really? Wow. Okay, so let's work on this here. So I'm going to go, I'll give you a little side. 1. Pull back, so have your arch out and pull the weapon back with your body. So it's nice and light. And then notice as you turn your hips, you turn the weapon. Right? Turn your hips. Okay, so turn your hips, step forward and let it drop. So that's the deconstructed version. Right? So I go 1, hips kind of even. I'm going to step forward the right foot, but I turn my hip. That turns the weapon drop. All right? Get this feel. 1, turn the hip, turn the weapon. Come back, turn the hip, turn the weapon. Back, turn the hip, drop the weapon. Come back, turn the hip. So it's like this hand is connected with my hip. And you can just go back and forward. 1, 2, 3. So use this as a way to train the movement. Yeah. So let's do it one time. We'll deconstruct it again. 1. Pull the left foot back, high enough. Hand here. Okay. Right foot comes forward. As the right foot comes forward, your body has to turn to come forward. Okay. Come back. Left foot goes forward. As your left foot, your body turns to go forward and drop. So the body is like the axle. The weapon rotates on the axle.
The only thing that was confusing
Oh, how to switch?
the hands, it's like one of the grab cross.
Oh, yeah, whatever. As you get used to it, it'll come. But the thing with this is I think it's really fascinating because it teaches you this whole thing about how to turn your center, right? Yeah, what? Yeah, you have more control of the stick. So if you can understand how to control your center, how to turn your center, right? You use the weapon to show you how to control your center. So that's what all this training helps you, right? So we're doing all this training with that and this. So this is the same, you're taking that body training and apply it to something outside yourself, right? Now Nelson's weapon is so it's an interesting weapon. It's weighted at both ends, right, as opposed to middle. So here's a big weapon. Now with a big one, you really gotta, make sure you have good posture, right? And if I want to spin it, I really have to have this on-eye structure. Everything has to be lined up because something like this will pull me out of alignment, right? And when I come down, I want to be set already, right? I don't want to be set. I don't want to not be set when this heavy thing comes out because it will pull me, right? So having a heavy one really makes you work a little, makes you focus more. But here's so Nelson, just, be upright, don't hunch. Don't hunch. You have a little hunching, yeah. I know you want to be under the weapon, but you don't have to like duck under. Okay. All right. So you want to be under the weapon. Go one, be under it. Have good posture. Turn. So I'm not using my arms to turn necessarily. I'm using my body to turn it. And you can shorten the turn too. You don't have to have the big turn. You can have the turn in the front, but use your body to turn it. Especially a big thing like this. This is like, so you have to adapt. Okay, so we have so what is like a 2 technique form? What is that? Maybe we'll make it 3. Okay, so 1, back, turn the body, drop. Then this is like my favorite one. Guys behind you, pull it and stab them in the back. And then you're facing the other way and you can do the same thing. Stab it, bring it back, turn, drop, stab the guy behind you. Okay, so let me show you about this, how to stab the guy behind you. There's different ways to do it. I just kind of like this one. One, I've stabbed the guy or I smacked the guy. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to pull it with this and this and just catch it. And I'm going to turn my hip a little bit into him, not all the way, because I don't know what's going here. I like it like kind of more like a horse stance. One, I could like step into him with it. Okay, I don't know. It's up to you guys. But you can take it all. You can break it all down to just practice one. Practice one on both sides. Go one. Call this one. Then you can go back. You go 1, and then you can just practice 2. Practice it on both sides. Now let the weapon fall on its own. You just have the hands follow it. Okay. And then if you get used to that, let the weapon fall and then grasp it. So you don't like let it drop. Yeah, is that what I did? Okay. So use the weapon to teach you about your body. Okay. I think it's more important to learn how to use your body than how to learn how to use the weapon, right? Because then you can take anything, right? So now, so speaking of like using the weapon to teach your sensor, so Mark will help me here. We're not going to use the weapon for this part, but no, not for this part here, not for this demo, I guess. Okay, so the weapon has taught me to like how to figure out how to pivot. Okay, so he comes at me, right? See that? Come. Okay, so do it again. I'll just let you hit me so we know we're not faking. Okay, so I figure, yeah, and for that sentence, right? So go, so just learn how to turn your pelvis, right? That's all it is. So the training of the weapon, the training of the weapon helps you turn, right? So let's do it one more time. So in the practice of this, so here's the stick, I come up and I can turn on him. So that helps. And the other way it helps you is like, this is only in push hands now. So he can push. So this is, you wouldn't usually do this in push hands, but like as he kind of goes like this, turn, like figure out where that turning is, see? Right, so you might do this in beginning push hands just to figure that out. Versus this, do it again, sausage. That's what George Chu says, if you like that, you're a sausage.
And that's where somebody traps your hand when you're doing push hands.
Yeah,
Traps.
yeah, and then you got to do this. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Otherwise,
Right.
you can.
Yeah. So yeah, so that kind of thing is really useful. Or they kind of do this, so they got, I don't know, got like this, and you're going like this, and you're just thinking back and forth. And if you figure out this way to turn, and your feet are rooted, push like that, versus something like this, like right, like I'm not like that was like more like, oh my, yeah, I'm trying to move out of the way, versus like this is a very slippery axle, right? So this is the kind of, so using the kind of stick is, so using this is very kind of cool because I guess it amplifies that teaching. Okay, let me see what time it is, because we don't want to be here when the big storm comes. So let's just review a little bit. Hopefully this is an interesting side. Oh, that we did? So one of them was a really long one, and then we had one for that length. Yeah, we could go back to it. No, I got a big one, so we can do that. Yeah, the longer one was a shorter form. Yeah, it was called the 5-element staff form, and it didn't even have all 5 elements. It was because it didn't. I don't think it had fire, or maybe it did have fire, but it missed a couple of that one. The short one is short staff. Yeah. Oh, from this?
No, not because of this, but like because of. So when I do this, it's funny because it feels more comfortable if I don't.
Well, yeah, I think that's fine because it's so heavy, it's so big, and it could be your shoulders are tight, like Mark says. There's this, you know, there's this range, right? That's a range of motion, right? And okay, and then this is getting turned pretty technical now. That's all right. No, okay, so we'll have to examine this. No, we'll examine this. We'll examine this off camera. All right, so let's just review and then we'll finish. So we have 1, come pull it back, turn the pelvis, drop 2. So that's 2. 3 is just guy behind you, pull the staff, and that's 3. Then flip it over and you're back at 1. Right? And you go 1, pull back for 2, drop it, then pull the backhand, stab the guy behind you. That's 3. Flip it over, you're back at 1. Okay, you go one, I'll face this way. Go one, pull as I turn the pelvis, drop it. Stab the guy behind you.